like, because when they're looking at Grand Theft Auto, stuff starts acting on things that he thinks like Andy alike, and it just gets fucking really. It's like all the characters are so well developed in it. It's fucking brilliant. It's one of the best remakes I think I've fucking ever seen. With kind of like horrors, especially for a classic horror, because it's different enough, but really good. But like you do, all the characters are really, you do kind of.
And you can see exactly why Chucky develops it. Like, I mean, the stepfather is a bit of an asshole, and you can kind of see why he kind of goes after the stepfather.
But that's spoiling things, yeah. But like, I mean, that's I won't get into spoil. But I would like to say, because I really didn't want to look at it. Anyone that does, kind of like, on the fence about it, fucking watch it. It's an amazing movie.
Did not want to watch
it.
it.
You hate it like Child's Play.
Yeah.
So you might like it too, Mark. You never know.
I ended up enjoying it.
We'll have to give it a look.
Rashida Jones in it recently.
Huh?
What did she pop up in recently then, Rashida Jones?
I don't know. But something that you might be interested in, Mark, that's after coming out, I'd imagine it, like one of your favourite movies the last couple of years. That the Snyder Cut of Justice League is going to be released on HBO.
Oh, is it now? So, isn't the Snyder Cut this magic cut that fixes everything wrong with the Superman movies?
Yeah, and the thing that they said didn't exist for years, I was like, no, there's not. It's meant to be a lot darker, but apparently HBO have a new streaming service called HBO Max coming out. Like Warner Brothers are associated with HBO.
The Snyder Cut is for... Is it for Batman vs Superman or Justice League?
Justice League. So for that, do they also CG on a beard instead of trying to CGI off the mustache? Well, they could be, because they're apparently after sinking 20 million into doing extra cuts for it and extra shots for it and stuff. So they want this to be like, I don't think they're going to reboot the fucking franchise on the back of this. But I'm sure there'll be a lot of people just out of curiosity watch it, and as well when it's like a HBO Max thing.
Yeah,
it'll be like one of their things that'll try and get people in on the streaming service when it does kick off. So what did you think of Justice League? Rita?
I still haven't watched it true and true. I've tried to watch it now since we talked about it last a couple of times, and I've seen bits of it because it's just been on the TV, and I'll go, okay, I'll watch it, and I've just turned it off because it's not that it's bad, it just doesn't grip me at all. Like,
yeah, I feel the exact same way.
Like none of the characters feel any like there's any depth to them. Like, bar maybe like I remember like watching Wonder Woman, and I think Gal Gadot does the best job at it, like fleshing out her character in this kind of thing. But like Superman, Batman, and the Flash, and like kind of are the ones that you think would be as fleshed out, and they're not really. And then every other character in there is even less fleshed out than them, which just says it all to me.
Yeah, I think it's going to go down as one of the big fucking disasters of all time. But still, it made like money, and like was the thing, but it just killed the franchise and like that.
But like, you see, like a lot of movies like that will just make money regardless of quality. It's the same reason that Disney is now just pumping money into making Aladdin
remakes,
Lion King, all that, because they know. Well, the plot's there already for a good kids movie. So we'll get new kids in who haven't seen the old ones. We'll get the people who watched it as a kids in to see it again, for like, even if it's only small people. So like, we'll still make a profit on each one, and you can definitely see like there's just an accountant's mindset behind that, like going, okay, we think X amount of money, we'll make X amount of money, and we'll make a profit at the end of this, because there's no creativity behind us throwing up some 3D software and
regurgitating
the same movie with maybe minor modifications, so the producer feels like he actually contributed to this or something like that.
Like, I've seen the newest Lion King, and that was okay. What was the other one?
Jungle Book. Yeah. Oh yeah, like those were even worse. I think like the Jungle Book one. Like Mowgli was supposed to be better, but Jungle Book was terrible.
Yeah.
Like those ones. Like I think the same thing can be said though for like Justice League. Justice League was always going to make money because it's a Justice League movie, and I think it was the first time. Yeah, I think it was the first time there was ever a movie like a Justice League coming to the big screen. So so many people are going to come out, like, for the same reason the Star Wars movies, even, like, the Star Wars, like, Episode 9 made a lot of money, even though Episode 8 was absolutely terrible, because so many people will go, well, no, it should be good, it will be good. It wasn't. Like, it's, like, well, actually, I never watched 9. Now, 9 could have rectified a lot of stuff. I know they tried to do
You haven't looked at it?
No, I was so pissed off with 8, I just was like, I'm not watching any more Star Wars movies for a while.
Yeah, it is kind of... It's not as bad as The Last Jedi, but it's still not good. Like, I mean, I think that whole trilogy kind of like just...
I do tend to get stubborn.
That makes the prequel so good.
I do tend to get stubborn with movies or like movies or games because
Really?
to this day, like I remember I loved the Assassin's Creed franchise of games, and then Assassin's Creed 3 came out, and I was like, I hated it so much. I was like, I'm never playing an Assassin's Creed game again. And then
just because they had an Indian in it.
No, because they start off with a really, really cool character as the main guy, and like he's kind of like, you think he's an assassin, and then you do the twist that he's actually a Templar. And I was like, okay, so this game is going to be coming from the Templars' point of view, maybe to show that they're not just these just black cloaked veiled villains, like they have an agenda as well, and they're, you know, trying to fight against this or something like that. Or something like that, maybe. Or maybe he's a double agent, or something like that, but he's also an interesting character anyway, and it seems like an interesting way to go. And then they're like, no, what we're actually going to do is, it's going to be his son, who's a mopey teen, who we based off Anakin Skywalker in Episode 2.
That was... 3 was a particularly awful game. It was like, what was the tutorial? It was 17 hours?
I can't even remember now, but like I just was like, after it, I was like, I'm never playing it again. And I remember a lot of my like people, like friends and stuff like that, were saying, oh, but Black Flag, the win that came out right after it, is actually quite good. You could give that shit. I was like, no, they had their chance. They've blown it.
But did you know, actually, even with the Justice League thing, the worst thing about it is that the animated movies were actually so fucking better. And they finished off the animated movies.
I actually watched them, and they're really good.
Did you look at the last one that came out, or Apocalypse War?
No, I haven't seen that one.
It finishes on... It's like the end of all the animated movies.
The Batman animated movies, for the most part, are just really good.
Yeah, this one is like the best one I thought was Flashpoint Paradox. This one is up there with Flashpoint Paradox, because Flashpoint Paradox kind of kickstarted all this kind of like the newer kind of like universe and the thing.
I stand out as some of the other ones. I think it was Tower of Babel was the one that starts off the formation of the Justice League, isn't it? In the animated universe.
When fucking Ra's al Ghul gets Batman's files about how to kill them all.
No, yeah, that's the wrong one I'm thinking about. Yeah, that's also a good one. I'm thinking of the one that's the one pretty much the formation of the Justice League in the animation one. Can't remember.
I think it had something to do with fucking
Darkseid or
Darkseid anyway. Yeah, but yeah, this is like finishing off the whole thing where it brings it to the point, and it's fucking dark. And apparently it's what they actually wanted to do with the Justice League trilogy. With it, it was reading up on people are talking about it, and they're saying this is actually what they wanted to do, so they just put it into the animated movie. And it's like, if they actually had to do that over the thing, if they had to do the first Justice League movie as this instead of kind of like this is what they were planning for the second one, it would have been, people would have been like, oh my god. I won't say, because I know you'll end up looking at it and there's like fucking loads of twists and turns in it. That goes back to the Flashpoint Paradox. There's loads of different... People get killed in it that you don't expect. And Constantine is the main character in it as well. It's just... It would have been fucking mind-blowing. People would have... If that was like a proper cinema thing and people went in on a $100 million movie and all this shit happened in it, they would have been like, what the fuck is going on?
It is the guy who was playing Constantine in the live TV show that does the voice from now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that seems to be his kind of thing now.
Which actually, funny enough, he was also the voice of your man in Black Flag.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah,
he was actually. Yeah, I remember him. Something about the Assassin's Creed thing with him. But he's. I think he's. It's. Oh God, I can't. Is it Heroes of Tomorrow or something like that? That there's one of those CW
Legends
things.
Of Tomorrow, yeah.
Legends.
He shows up in it like as kind of like a side character, and it's. It's just a shame that they were like, yeah, we can have Supergirl, Arrow, all this, and then like every time Constantine comes around, they're just like, nah, let's just not.
Yeah, it's terrible because that show kind of started getting good near the end with it, like they seem to start finding their kind of like, it was like, oh yeah, we're meant to be a horror show instead of a kind of like a fucking supernatural rip-off. And then like last couple of ones were like a Dario D'Argento fucking movie, and they were like really really dark and like fucking nicely shot, and then it was like, oh, we're cancelling it. I was like, oh, bastards.
Because they'd even like update, like kind of cleaned up the from the pilot. They'd even like fixed up a few things and whatnot, but kind of kept it going. So like it was promising, but they just unfortunately decided, no, let's just have Arrow like going around shooting people with arrows, and then using like the random woman that showed up in this episode as, you know, his love interest.
That whole Arrowverse thing was. Have you looked at Batwoman?
No. I haven't looked at Batwoman. I watched Arrow for a bit, and I liked it for a while, but it was very cliched and a little bit kind of tongue in cheek. What I liked more was Flash at first, except it got a little bit annoying when it's like, I'm Barry Allen, I'm the fastest man alive, except this season I'm fighting the fastest man alive.
Yeah. What are you doing next season? Well, there's someone actually slightly faster.
Yeah.
Like, what?
And fighting them.
Yeah. Actually, no, I am the fastest man alive, so who are you fighting? Me from the future. Oh, okay, fair enough.
No.
I was surprised with the Flash actually, because I was like, they're going. I never thought they'd actually go and make a TV series out of the Flash, because
It's not a great boast as a man either. I'm fast.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
I did like there was a crossover like thing where he starts seeing like himself from other realities, and one of the Barry Allens that shows up is the Barry Allen from the Justice League movie franchise.
all right.
Yeah, for like a brief second, but it's like, what's going on? And then he's like, that was weird.
That was the thing, because when they started announcing the movies at the time, there was like a lot of people like, you should get like Oliver or fucking what's his name, fucking Stephen Amell, and him playing the Flash. Really should. And then you're like, nah, we're not. We're going to get like stars to do.
Oh,
Whereas I thought that Stephen Amell,
great.
I've always liked him. I think he's a good Green Arrow. He would have been a better Batman, because basically Green Arrow just copied Batman.
Yeah.
For the TV show. But with that Batwoman thing, it's your woman Ruby Rose is after fucking quitting after the first season.
Why?
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently because she fucking broke her back
What?
during a fucking shitty stunt, and she carried
Yeah,
on.
this
kind of like
lucha
with it,
wrestler
and she's
came along and he just picked her up and snapped her back into it.
Wow.
someone going on metal on it.
It's like, no, you want to get the guy, not me. I can't find him yet, so I'll just break your back.
But apparently it was just this whole thing.
That's horrendous, though.
Yeah,
Jesus,
she
the poor
like
woman.
apparently she got treated like shit during this, and like apparently
Why
she's
is she
still in
doing all her own
rehab.
stunts anyway?
Apparently, it
Christ.
wasn't even something she should have been doing.
That's
I'm not
insane.
100. Yeah, but like it's as well, because like the whole thing, it's apparently a lot of people, it's meant to be a dreadful show anyway, and it's like that whole thing where it's like, oh, we need someone that's gay to play kind of like Batwoman in it, because Batwoman is gay. And it's like, you know, but like even their announcement wasn't.
Only
so,
we had these group of people who did acting as a career and, you know, could inhabit a role.
Actor.
Yeah.
But imagine if it was kind of like, we're only the character is straight, we can only hire a straight person.
I know. God, could you imagine?
Yeah.
Jeez.
But like the whole thing with it apparently was that there was like disagreement, but it sounds like she
if
got
that was the
treated
case, then
terribly.
Robbie Downey Jr. could not have like portrayed that, like his character in Tropic Thunder. It's like the character is black; he can only be a black guy. No, just have some blackface on.
Yeah. You never go full retard.
Yeah, bring
That was the whole thing is just horrendous, really, isn't it?
I think that's on like More 4 at the moment, or BBC One, Tropic Thunder. Yeah,
I actually saw like an interview with him and Joe Rogan, and like, he's talking about like Joe Rogan was asking him, was like, so did you ever get much flack off it? He's like, no, because of Simple Jack in it, it really just, you know, I think everyone was so outraged by that they forgot that I was doing blackface for a second.
That's true, actually. Yeah, the whole thing is just kind of problematic in general, isn't it?
well, I think it's people were more going on about Tom Cruise in a fat suit.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It goes to show.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you can't be fat. You can do blackface, you can do retard, but please don't make Tom Cruise fat.
It was a shit movie though, really.
Yeah,
It wasn't.
in fairness. Yeah.
It's what have you
Poor
been?
Jerry Stiller has died.
Oh yeah, poor Jerry
Yeah.
Stiller.
Oh,
Oh yeah, the only thing I ever saw him in would have been like the dad in King of Queens.
Oh, Seinfeld.
The dad
he
in
was like,
Seinfeld.
Yeah, he was his dad. in
Never
Witches
really
and
watched
Queens
it.
as
Like,
well.
I've seen one or two.
I've tried.